Jerry was a man of order. His pen stood guard in a neat little cup. His monitor was perfectly centered. His keyboard, just so. He liked things to be predictable, like toast or the quiet hum of his computer. Every morning he would arrive at precisely 8:55, not a minute sooner, not a minute later. He found comfort in these routines. They were his anchors in a sea of office chaos. Lisa, however, was not like toast. She was more like a firework, unexpected, bright, and occasionally alarming. She thrived in a little bit of mayhem. Her desk looked like a craft store exploded next to a stationery shop, and then a small bird built a nest. She hummed, she chatted, and she laughed a loud, booming laugh. It echoed down the hallways. Jerry often flinched, subtly of course. He was a master of subtle flinching. One Tuesday morning it began. Jerry reached for his stapler, his favorite heavy-duty one. It was not there. He frowned, a small, tight frown. He checked his drawer, no stapler. He looked under some papers, still no stapler. Then, he saw it, on Lisa's desk, gleaming, encased in a wobbly block of lime green jelly. Lisa beamed at him, her eyes crinkled with delight. Jerry stared, the jelly jiggled, mockingly. Jerry was not one for grand gestures or confrontation, but the stapler, it was a bridge too far. He spent his lunch break plotting. His revenge needed to be precise, annoying, but ultimately harmless. He bought 300 post-it notes, all yellow. He returned to an empty office. Lisa was at a long lunch. Perfect. He covered every single inch of her monitor, her phone, her mouse, and her lucky llama figurine with yellow post-it notes. The war had begun, quietly, stickily. The post-it notes were a minor inconvenience. Lisa peeled them off, chuckling. She stuck one to her forehead like a very small, very square unicorn. Then she retaliated. Jerry's computer background. It was suddenly a close-up of a goat chewing. Its eyes were unsettlingly human. Jerry sighed. He changed it back to the default serene beach. The next day, it was a llama, a particularly smug-looking llama. This was escalating, slowly but surely. Soon, others in the marketing department noticed. The air crackled with unspoken amusement. Sarah from accounting giggled when Jerry found his coffee mug filled with bouncy balls. Mark from sales offered Lisa a high five after she replaced Jerry's sugar with salt. Tiny battle lines were being drawn. People started choosing sides. Subtly at first, a shared smile here, a knowing nod there. Coffee runs became strategy sessions for Team Jerry or Team Lisa. Team Jerry was meticulous. They planned their pranks with spreadsheets and flowcharts. Their pranks were often structural, like building a small, surprisingly sturdy wall of empty water cooler bottles around Lisa's chair, preventing her escape. Or so they thought. Lisa simply climbed over it, gracefully, for someone who claimed to be clumsy. Team Lisa was more chaotic, more spontaneous. They favored glitter and things that made unexpected noises. Their pranks were joyful and messy. The pranks grew bolder. Someone, allegedly from Team Lisa, hid all the left shoes in the entire department for a whole morning. People hopped or wore mismatched footwear. Team Jerry responded by changing the language setting on Lisa's computer to pirate speak. "Ahoy, matey!" her emails began. Productivity probably dipped, but morale? Morale was through the roof. The sound of stifled laughter became the office soundtrack. It was a good sound. Mostly. The stakes were getting higher, the pranks more elaborate. One Monday, Team Lisa struck gold, or rather paper. They somehow, through means still debated, managed to change the office printer's default paper tray to A6 for every single print job. Reports emerged tiny. Memos were miniature. Confusion reigned for a glorious hour. Until Dave, looking weary, fixed it. He muttered about amateurs and wasted toner. He did not look amused. Team Jerry, feeling the pressure, planned their magnum opus. They called it Operation Quack Attack. Over the weekend they descended upon Lisa's workspace armed with rubber ducks. Hundreds of them. Small yellow ducks. Big blue ducks. Ducks wearing tiny hats. Ducks in sunglasses. They filled her drawers with ducks. They perched ducks on her monitor. They made a duck pyramid on her chair. When Lisa arrived on Monday she just stared. Then she burst out laughing. A duck fell off her head. But the true climax, the prank that would go down in office lore, was yet to come. Team Lisa, perhaps fueled by the sheer audacity of the ducks, plotted something legendary. They targeted the main office printer, the big one, the one everyone used. Somehow they reprogrammed it. Every single document sent to print, regardless of its content, emerged with a faint yet undeniable watermark of Nicolas Cage's face. Sometimes one, sometimes many, all over the page. Brenda, the office manager, walked in mid-Nicolas Cage apocalypse. She needed an urgent report. She picked up a page, stared at the actor's intense gaze peering out from behind a bar chart. She looked at Lisa's duck-infested cubicle. She looked at Jerry, who was trying very hard to look innocent and failing. Brenda's face was unreadable for a long, silent moment. The only sound was the gentle whirring of the printer, spitting out more Nick Cage. Brenda finally spoke. "My office now." Jerry and Lisa exchanged a look. This was it, the end of the fun. They trudged behind Brenda, expecting a stern lecture, perhaps a formal warning, or worse, mandatory team-building exercises. The boring kind, not the fun, prank-filled kind they had accidentally created. The walk to her office felt miles long. Each footstep echoed with impending doom, or at least a very serious talking to. Inside her office, Brenda gestured to the chairs. They sat, she leaned back, a small smile played on her lips. "That printer," she said, "creative." Jerry blinked. Lisa almost fell off her chair. "This energy," Brenda continued, waving a hand. "This enthusiasm, it's frankly astounding, wasted on tormenting each other, don't you think?" She paused. "So I have a proposal. Let's channel this into something good, something productive." Brenda suggested a prank-off for a cause, an official sanctioned event. Teams could sign up, raise money for a local children's charity. The pranks would be judged on creativity, on humor, on fundraising prowess. Jerry and Lisa looked at each other, a new kind of challenge, a challenge they could both win. They agreed enthusiastically. The office buzzed with excitement. The teams reformed, but this time with a shared goal beyond mere office supremacy. The prankathon was a massive success. Silly string flew. Whoopee cushions sang their mournful song. Desks were gift-wrapped, so much money was raised. The children's hospital was overjoyed. The local news even did a small segment. Jerry and Lisa, the accidental architects of this joyous chaos, found themselves celebrated. A few months later, promotions followed. Not just for their work, but for their newfound leadership, their ability to unite a department, even if it started with a stapler and jelly. The office was never quite the same. It was better, funnier, and occasionally still full of ducks.